Hello, welcome. I'm so glad to be here with you today. My name is Ashley, and if you're new here or if you don't know, I own a healing center in the Illinois Valley, and it's called Sanctuary Reiki Center. You can follow me along on social media. I post there daily. And you can visit our website, sanctuaryreikicenter.com, if you would like a private session or if you would like to take a class. We have lots of classes coming up, from Reiki, all levels, to mediumship practice circles, and finally to animal communication in March. So I would love to have you join. I love teaching. I love healing. I love working with people one-on-one. And I love meditation. And so without further ado, let's get into today's topic. Recently, I was going through some paperwork and I stumbled upon a sheet of notes that I created for a book club a few years ago. If you're local, you may remember it. We read a book called The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I love this book. It's very foundational in becoming what is an aware empath, someone who knows that they are an empath, that they feel the emotions, the feelings of others as their own. And they're able to separate what they absorb from others from how they naturally feel and move through life. This distinction is very powerful because it gives you back your identity. It gives you back your ability to really, truly, and wholly align with your soul self. And it's healthy. It's so healthy to have those boundaries. So anyway, I found a sheet of notes from when we read that book as a community. And these notes focus on chapters 3 and 4 from that book. And they focus on the idea of not taking anything personally. They focus on a codependent empath and how we can evolve and grow beyond that limitation. So let's get into it. I want you to go ahead and just relax, taking this time for yourself to just listen. You can sit or lay, or you can do a bit of a moving meditation where you're walking or maybe doing something with your hands like cleaning or whatever it may be. But regardless of whether you're laying, sitting, or moving, I want you to take a nice slow, deep breath. And as you slowly breathe, notice how your shoulders drop, your mind softens, just taking a little pause in your busy day. There's a quote on page 48 of this book, The 4 Agreements. And the quote is, "Nothing other people do is because of you. It is because of themselves. All people live in their own dream, in their own mind. And so while people can be a reflection of ourselves, it's important to make this distinction that most people are preoccupied in their own reality and can be projecting how they feel. And so it's very important to remind yourself, don't take anything personally. I think this can help an empath live their life with more power. It can help an empath go out into the world and live fearless, not so much attached to the outcome of their engagements with others. Nothing other people do is because of you. It is because of themselves. All people live in their own dream, in their own mind. And so people walk around with all of their emotional garbage to say. And as an empath, we absorb all of that. And now all of their emotional garbage becomes your garbage. And this creates illness. It weakens your life force. As an empath, you feel other people's feelings as your own. And so many empaths alter their behaviors for other people. This happens very subconsciously, and it typically begins at a very young age. Many empaths create identities around being the helper or the supporter, while never being the acceptor, the taker, or ever even genuinely asking for help when needed. Many empaths find it hard to rest, to take a pause when there's so much help to be done. Over time, these things grow, and we subconsciously seek out relationships, people, work environments that support these behaviors of being the giver, the helper, the supporter. We create a responsibility within ourselves to maintain other people's happiness. And because we feel their feelings as our own, their happiness becomes our happiness. Everything others feel, we feel, the good, the bad, the ugly. And in this way, everything we think and feel about ourselves lives outside of us. Now, for a while, we don't notice that we're doing this. It becomes very natural, a way to cope or survive. And as you take another slow, deep breath, I'm going to read you a list. These are some common signs that you're doing this, and see if they resonate. The first sign is you have a deep-seated need for approval from others. Your self-worth depends on what others think about you. You may have a habit of taking on more work than you can realistically handle. And this may be to earn praise or to lighten a loved one's burden. You may have a tendency to apologize or take on blame in order to keep the peace. You may have a pattern of avoiding conflict. You may have a tendency to minimize or ignore your own desires or creativity. You may have excessive concern about a loved one's habits or behaviors. You may have a habit of making decisions for others, or you may try to manage loved ones. Your mood may often reflect how others feel rather than how you feel about something. You may feel guilt or anxiety when doing something for yourself. Maybe you do things that you really don't want to do simply to make others happy. You may have overwhelming fears of rejection or abandonment. You may stay in relationships that leave you unfulfilled, or you may focus on trying really hard to maintain them. And those relationships can seem or be very one-sided. The important thing to realize is not everyone thinks like this. Not everyone feels the feelings of others as strongly as empaths do. Most people have the capacity to be empathetic, but not everyone is an empath. So moving forward, how can you break these patterns and embrace your empath abilities? Remember that agreement. Don't take anything personally. Of course, it's easier said than done, but remind yourself of it as many times as it takes. Also remember, not everyone feels the feelings of others like empaths do. Not everyone is a mind reader. And so you have to communicate beyond what you think or feel may be necessary. Be very direct. Be honest. Be honest with yourself and others. It's okay to get vulnerable, even when it can be hard. It's okay to have healthy boundaries and to speak what they are. Remember, saying no is a form of self-respect, and you are worthy and deserving of maintaining your energy and feeling wonderful. When we identify our empath behaviors, we begin to use them as our superpower. We can offer our empathic gift to other people We can utilize it at work. Always making sure that we have healthy, reciprocal relationships, and that we're being very clear about our boundaries and expectations. Asking lots of questions to bring clarity that we need. It's always better to ask questions than to make an assumption, because assumptions set us up for suffering. That's a quote from page 65. Have the courage to ask questions. I have one last quote I would like to share from page 69. We have a fear of being ourselves around others because we think everyone else will judge us and blame us as we do ourselves. So before others have the chance to reject us, we have already rejected ourselves. Treat others how you would want to be treated, and also treat yourself how you would treat others. Because as empaths, sometimes we're kinder to others than we are to ourselves. And one other thing I would like to note is, what if as an empath, when you're feeling someone being critical or judgmental, and you're assuming that they feel that way about you, what if they're just feeling that about themselves and it has nothing to do with you? Remember, we can't take anything personally, and this gives us freedom to express and be ourselves, be authentic, be very aligned with that soul self, because that soul self has a song to sing that is unique and beautiful and divinely inspired. You are beautiful and worthy and deserving. You are a miracle. I hope that you have a beautiful, wonderful, very blessed day. And I look forward to meeting back here very soon. Bye for now.